Your car insurance premium is about to jump 40 to 80% the moment your carrier finds out about your DUI conviction. That's not a typo. And if your carrier decides they don't want to keep you, which happens all the time, you'll end up in the non-standard market, paying 2 to 3 times what you'd pay at a normal insurance company. I see this happen constantly in my agency, and most people have no idea it's coming. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly what happens to your rate and your coverage after a conviction, why your carrier might drop you entirely, what that SR22 filing actually is and why it matters, and most importantly, what you can actually control to minimize the damage. This isn't legal advice, it's what happens on the insurance side, and it's critical information. Here's the sequence. Court reports your conviction to Minnesota DVS. That goes on your driving record. Your insurance company doesn't find out immediately. They run what's called an MVR check, a motor vehicle report, at your renewal. So if your conviction happens mid-policy, you won't see the rate hit until that renewal date. Your license gets suspended or revoked. To get it back, you'll need to file what's called an SR22. That's a certificate of financial responsibility. It's not a new policy. It's a filing your carrier submits to the DVS confirming you have at least Minnesota's minimum liability coverage. That filing has to stay active the whole time. Let me give you concrete numbers because percentages don't mean anything without context. If you're paying 1,200 a year, you're looking at 1,680 to 2,160 after a DUI. If you're at 1,800, that's 2,520 to 3,240. And if you're a younger driver already paying 2,400 because of your age, add another 1,000 to 1,200 a year on top of that. Now, here's the part most people don't see coming. Many carriers will just non-renew you. That's legal. They'll drop you at your next renewal. When that happens, you end up in what we call the non-standard market. Carriers like Bristol West, the General, Dairyland, they take DUI drivers, but they charge premium rates, 2 to 3 times what you'd pay at a standard carrier. That's where the real damage happens. SR22 in Minnesota typically runs 3 years from your conviction. During those 3 years, your carrier has to keep that filing active at all times. If your policy lapses or cancels, they file an SR26, a cancellation notice, and your license gets suspended again. This is why you can't just let a policy lapse while you shop around. If you want to switch to a cheaper carrier, your new carrier has to file their SR22 before the old one closes. Zero gap. It's possible to do this and sometimes worth doing, but you need an agent who understands the filing coordination. The SR22 filing itself typically costs $15 to $35 a year on top of your premium. The biggest mistake I see is people letting their coverage lapse between carriers. Maybe they think they can go a month without insurance to save money. Maybe they're between jobs and decide to just not drive. Even a short gap compounds your problem. A lapse on top of a DUI makes finding affordable coverage exponentially harder. Your SR22 filing automatically triggers a license suspension the second your coverage lapses. You can't drive legally. You can't reset the 3 year clock. It just gets worse. Don't do it. If you're dealing with a DUI conviction and need insurance that actually works for your situation, the link in the description goes to my agency. We're licensed in Minnesota, Illinois, Ohio, Wisconsin, Iowa, Missouri, and several other states. We work with drivers in exactly your position every single week. Getting a quote takes about 3 minutes. Go ahead and do that.